Welcome, everyone. It's a tradition at this point. I did mute this before. I think I'm just going to do this every time we go on live now. Anywho, welcome everyone. I'm Victoria and we're here to play Glitter Hearts. So, Greg, hi.
Yes. Hello.
Why don't you tell us about yourself and where we can find you and what you do?
So I'm my name is Greg Leatherman. I wrote this game that we're going to play called Glitter Hearts, a magical transforming heroes RPG. You can easily find me on Twitter at White Wing. I do a podcast called Very Random Encounters, and I'm a co-host on another podcast called It's Super Effective, the Pokemon podcast. So you can hear me do all sorts of stuff if you want.
Critical Bard, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, hello. My name is Omega, also known as CB, also known as the Critical Bard. Critical Bard across all social media channels. I am a vocalist, actor. I'm the creator of the Black AF Roundtable. I am a jingle artist for Critical Role. You probably hear me everywhere. I'm just your run-of-the-mill tabletop mercenary having a good time. I'm very excited to be here with you all.
Hi, Gnome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm excited to play some games with all of you. Hi, my name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Nomadic. I am a communications wizard. I write, I edit, do podcast, stream, work for Die Hard Dice, because we all love dice. That's it. That's what I do.
And hello, Malika. It's really nice to see you, because the last time I saw you was D&D Live last year.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
Well, I'm here again, and it's nice to see all of you. It's been really wonderful. My name is Malika Lim Eubank. I'm the CEO of Hyper RPG. And I run our live streaming Twitch studio Monday through Friday. We broadcast a lot of hours. Check our social medias, Hyper RPG, on all the channels except for on Twitter, where there's an underscore between Hyper and RPG.
Yeah, sometimes people just steal things.
Mm-hmm.
We were second to the idea on Twitter, apparently.
Okay, well, let's get into some character creation. So, Greg, you have honored us with your presence and your I'm blanking on the word, your expertise.
Expertise of my own game?
Yes, your knowledge.
My knowledge. So it's a Powered by the Apocalypse game at its heart. So every roll is 2d6 plus the relevant stat. The difference with my game is there aren't any playbooks. Instead, for character creation, you're going to pick out your everyday identity. So who you are while we're going to Riverside High School. And then you'll pick your magical archetype, which what do you transform into when you become a magical hero? And then your mystical connection. So what element or emotion fuels your power? So from each of those, you'll pick one move, and that's basically how your character starts. Super simple. You just pretty much go right through the book every day and on down.
All right. Well, okay. So if no one has chosen it, I would love to be the dreamer for my everyday identity.
I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at the mystical area, though.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. But no, you can be the dreamer, and I was torn between the gifted and the goth. But I might go to the gifted because, for reasons, I might go gifted. Now that I look at it, that's probably where I'm going.
Okay.
Okay. So, Victoria, you officially staking your claim on your identity?
Yeah, I was between the goth or the dreamer, but I think I'm going to go with the dreamer.
Okay.
Be full of fairy tales.
Perfect. So once you pick your everyday identity, that sets 2 of your stats. So for the dreamer, you get a +2 to mystical. You get a -1 to persona. And then in one of the other blanks, that's a 0, you can put a +1. So emotional, physical, or mental can get a +1.
I'm going to be emotional.
Okay. Perfect.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
And then you get to pick one move under Dreamer. So it all fits together: Dreams of Prophecy or Life of Dreams.
All right. These are good. These are very good. Oh, I'm not going to... Dreams of Prophecy would be great if we had, a campaign, I think. More, do you think?
I mean, it works in short form, too.
Okay.
If you want it, we'll do it.
Yeah, I want to dream of prophecy.
Okay.
Of
Perfect.
course I do. Hi, has anyone ever played with me or listened to anything that I make?
All right. So then, with your everyday identity and your stats picked, do you know which magical archetype you would like to be?
Yeah. If I can, the witch.
I'm good with it. We can have multiple. You can have multiple of the same archetype. Like, it's
Okay.
fine if other people want to be the witch too. Other people can be the witch.
Yeah, we can be a coven. That'd be great.
Yeah, take the witch. All right. So under the witch, you get one of those moves as your starting move, and there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, there are. What page is that? Do you have that memorized? That'd be
Yep,
great.
it's on page 31.
Oh,
Wow.
see, this is amazing.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
I thought I would try.
What happened? I missed something,
What a
obviously.
flex.
Okay, hexing. No, I don't want to hex because
Okay.
I already know what mystical connection I want, and that doesn't fit.
Okay.
I'm gonna have divination. You
Perfect.
can glimpse the truth on a remote location instead of being there.
Excellent. And then you said you already know your mystical connection.
Yeah, I want to be hope.
Perfect. And then you get one move from under hope.
Radiant soul.
Awesome.
Okay, now I gotta write all those down.
Yeah. All right. You're done. You have all the things. Who wishes to go
Yeah.
next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So I definitely, like I said, I definitely picked the gifted.
Okay.
So we know where I'm going with this because every character I do has to go in some form of Black power feeling, and Black people are gifted as hell.
Mhm.
So I am going with that, and I want to tie it back to just being powerful within and without. Without what? So I know I'm going to gift it. I believe I keep looking at which. And I do keep looking at Hex.
It's
So,
valid.
I'm like, why not just do it? So I'm probably gonna have a Hex.
All right.
But it's more so my ancestors versus just being, random witchy goodness. And then for my mystical connection, I think let me live. I think so. I'm torn between two, either Earth or Dark. Dark for obvious reasons, but Earth because we are of the Earth, and I want that in my life. But I feel like it's so not specific. I'm just let's do it. Let's go Dark, and
Okay.
let's go. Do I want to manifest shadows, or do I want to? Let's have fun. Let's manifest some shadows.
Excellent.
It sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. Is that where I'm going with that? Let me not lie to you.
I would
I-
prefer that you didn't lie to me. That would be ideal.
No. What we're going to do is anger, we're gonna do burning spirit. I keep
Oh,
looking at that because I'm. It's like the Hulk. I'm always angry.
All right.
But in a good way.
All right. So your stats are +2 to mystical, -1 to physical, and then you can put a +1 in either emotional, mental, or persona.
What exactly is persona?
So persona is how strong you feel about yourself. So when your self is questioned, how good are you at resisting that?
Yeah, I got that.
It's also for protecting people. Like if you throw yourself in front of somebody, how likely are you to flinch?
Oh,
how strong in your own spirit are you to stand there and take the hit?
That got that one.
All right. Excellent. All right. Who wishes to go next?
I think I have something penciled in. If you could help me like figure it out.
Absolutely can.
So everyday identity. I think I'm going to go with bodybuilder, not because it was the first one in the book, but I just want to be like, I want to have like floral energy, but also be like mighty lily pad. Strong, hold things, you know?
All right.
So bodybuilder. And then I like the idea of intimidating physique.
Okay.
So that's the one that I'll choose. For magical archetype, I think the defender goes well with the bodybuilder. I think that makes sense.
Perfect.
And I saw this otherworldly defender, and I'm like, otherworldly? What? Where do I draw my powers from? And then for mystical connection, definitely earth and grounded.
Perfect. All right. So your bodybuilder, you get a +2 to your physical stat, a -1 to your mental stat, and then you can get a +1 in any of the others.
Okay.
So emotional.
I'm gonna put +1 in emotional.
Awesome.
We'll see how that works out for me.
All right. No.
All right. Well, I was originally gonna go with punchy because I like punchy, but we've got a bodybuilder, so that's cool. I think what we need though is some brains of the group. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the intellectual.
All right.
As the everyday identity.
Yes.
Okay.
And for magical archetype, I got to pair with what it goes with, right? The tactician.
All right. Awesome.
And then we also got to pick the mystical connection. Oh, there's so many cool ones. There's so many cool ones.
That was my goal.
Yeah.
Make that a tough choice.
It is. It's super tough.
It was very, very hard. It was very hard.
Oh, let's see. No, not that. How about, you know what? I liked light. I think it was with the nope, just kidding. Lightning. With that static barrier.
Yeah.
Seems really cool. So I think we'll go with lightning.
All right. So the intellectual gets a +2 to mental and a -1 to physical. And you can put a +1 in one of the ones that's left.
All right. Let's see. Let's pump up mystical. We'll put one in mystical.
All right.
I also lied. I was sure, and
we
then I wasn't.
talked about lying.
I know. I'm going back to dark and manifesting shadows, and I do that because I realized, yeah, burning spirit's nice, but it would say you can use your physical instead. Physical is my worst stat, so that just doesn't make sense. So going back to manifesting shadows because I want to be dark.
Okay. Excellent. Now for the tough part.
Oh no.
Did y'all pick names for your normal selves?
Yes.
Yes.
Because the internet said so.
Okay. Gnome, what is your character's name?
My character's name is Jordy Margulies.
Ooh.
Pronouns?
He, him, transmask.
Awesome. All right, CB.
My character's name is Akasha Duvernay. And pronouns are she, they. She enjoys, but she can go wherever. But yeah, she, they, Akasha.
All right. Victoria?
Her name is Licinia. Pronoun she, her.
Okay. All right. And Malika.
My character name is going to be Flora Chung, pronoun she, they.
Wonderful. Okay. So, you can decide if you have hero names or not. You can talk about yourselves amongst you have about the theme that you wish to have. But we do need to talk about the next most important aspect is your relationship with each other.
Okay.
So, you can sort of think about who your character is, and like if you have a good idea about who they are in everyday life and sort of how they fit in, and then people can figure out. Remember, so we're setting this that you're in senior year in high school. So sort of get the high school senior year. You're almost out. It's almost done. You've probably known each other for a number of years if you went to this high school for, well, it was 4 years in my time. I don't know if they went back to 3 years or 4 years, however many years. You've been together for a while, and you were thrown together by a twist of fate, and we'll talk about that twist of fate that made you magical heroes. But does anybody have a good idea of who they are?
So, go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, well, it's all about the gram if this is in 2020. And I'm very into the fitness community on Instagram. And I'm very into just like my feminine physique, but also like just bulging, rippling muscles that I work so hard for.
Excellent. So you pretty much, are you always at the school gym, or is there any time that you actually go to class?
So I have some insecurity. I was going to ask, would it be cool if I like copy Jordy's homework?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm asking you above game or in game.
Yes.
Help somebody out, please.
I feel like it was probably maybe like one of those like you would just like look over the shoulder, and then eventually like as you became friends, it was just like,
Sure.
all right, give me your homework. Let me just quickly do it.
I think
you.
at first it was like a pride thing, like too prideful to admit or ask that I needed help. And then you were finally just like, you can just copy my homework. And I'm like, oh, rad.
So given that relationship, do you feel that you're in a cooperative relationship with each other, or do you
Am
have
I just a parasite?
or do you feel that you're in competition somehow with Jordy?
I definitely would feel inferior because of the brains thing. But I compensate with the muscles and all the likes on Instagram.
So do you think it's mostly a cooperative relationship? Like you've come together to figure out this homework thing, and you match each other's strengths and weaknesses?
I'm a high schooler. I think my character thinks it's cooperative.
All right. Well, then that's what that matters, because it doesn't have to be the same way back.
Exactly.
All right. So you are in a cooperative relationship, at least you think so, with Jordy. Jordy, do you think you have a cooperative relationship back, or is this a competitive thing for Jordy?
Well, I think it's Jordy. I don't think it's a competitive thing. I think if anything, it's a quid pro quo sort of thing. Because here, Flora is pretty bamf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Physically speaking, like can kind of maybe stick up for Jordy occasionally. So like, yeah, you could totally look at my tests. Like, It's fine. It's a good connection. It's a mutual friendship.
Mutual cooperative between each other. Perfect. All right. Who else? Who else wants to talk about their high schooliness?
I'm in the arts program.
Okay.
I'm in the dance program. And I write a lot of poetry. It's awful, but I'm very proud of it.
I'm sure there's a number of people who are also very proud of it, whether you want them to be or not.
Mm-hmm. Mom's proud of it.
Do you do well in school? Do you care about regular classes like gym and math and social sciences,
Not
or is it
particularly? Out of all the non-arts program classes, the social sciences are my strongest.
Mhm.
But like I'm definitely like a B- student. I'm not on honor rolls. I'm like way too flighty for that.
All right. So how do you think you get along with Flora?
I appreciate Flora's muscularness and dedication to fitness because as a
it's called
dancer-
athleticism.
Get it right.
As a dancer, I admire that. However,
Okay.
I think because I'm in the arts, I view it as competitive.
All right.
Because, like, you make us go to all of the pep rallies and all of, like, the silly things, and, like, we don't force people to go to dance recitals. What's up with that?
Yeah, Flora. What's up with that?
I make up the rules.
So, Flora, how do you feel? Do you have a cooperative relationship, or are you also competitive with Lucinia?
I think I am kind of like, who is this mysterious person? Because I think I do respect the athleticism of a dancer.
So do you?
But like you do poetry and stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
like confused.
Do you feel that the physicality of the dance impedes on your bodybuilding at all, or is it like, are you mutual gym? I understand your physique. We get along.
I think maybe it is a little competitive
All right.
because, yeah.
All right, so you're competitive with each other, friendly rivals. All right, Akasha, how is school for you?
So how I envision Akasha is that she's that one who has a really nice sense of fashion. Not like she's like trying to be a fashion model and like that, but she kind of walks through the halls, and she's the one in all black with her hat and her makeup, looking really good. But if you think about those movies when someone's walking like in like slow motion, and then like a kid walks by them, and all of a sudden they disappear, and it's like, where did they go? She's that type of girl who is mysterious, but still very just like in front of everybody, and she'll be the one who gets pop up behind you like, hello. How are you? So it's like she cares for people from a distance. People want to get close to her, but she doesn't allow people to get too close. It's a slight insecurity thing of just being like, I have to be better than everyone, but also I can't be too much better than anyone because then I'm a target and I'm the one that no one likes. So she keeps this facade of I'm the cool one who just stays behind, but she'll still, for certain people, get close to them, like checking in, making sure they're okay. She'll fight somebody for them real quick, or just influence the world around for them if necessary. But yeah, she's kind of chill unless she knows you. And then she's protective.
Excellent. So how does Akasha feel about Lucinia's artsy dance? Kindred soul, kind of.
It's totally interpretive dance too.
This
gets worse.
Is Lucinia like misunderstood in ways? How does like the folks around feel about Lucinia? Because that'll shape how Akasha feels about it.
I think she's a little strange, but she's very good at her interpretive dance. So there's, I guess, some respect for that. But She's kind of a weirdo.
Then Akasha is definitely protective in the, I know that you're different, for lack of a better word, but different is never bad, ever. And I might not always be around, but whisper and I'll probably come around. And if somebody tries it, well, they'll deal with me.
So you are definitely in a cooperative relationship.
Yeah.
Is that relationship the same, or do you feel any sort of rivalry there, Lucinia?
No, I think it's the same. We're both witches, so we've got that going on. And I still have hope that Akasha will find the light.
And that will never happen.
I
and
know,
that's okay.
but I have hope.
And we've established that Flora definitely steals Jordy's homework, but how is Jordy at school?
Well, Jordy excels at school. Anything that has to have rules and order and neatness, it's great. Flourishes there. But it's probably given him like a reputation that he is easy to avoid, I would think. Maybe like a party pooper type of a representation, right? Are
you a narc? Do you tell on people?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Oh, no. Again, he's smart.
Okay. Yep. Smart enough to understand consequences.
Oh, no.
I'm feeling a kinship with Jordy right now.
I'll behave, but you can go do what you need to go do. Like, I'm not gonna step in there. But I think he's like part of like a miniature society club, right? Probably plays like Warhammer or something, you know. Always, you know, he reads a lot of books, except I like the Instagram aspect. So, you know, it's 2020-ish, right? Who has a book? He probably just has like some sort of like, you know, tablet in front of him, and it's just always on it, doing something, reading something. So
awesome. How does Jordy feel about Akasha? Mysterious, dark, sometimes there, sometimes not.
Ooh,
I didn't get that.
Hush, watch. Be gone, watch.
That was Jordy's influence, obviously.
Yeah. That was just the tablet trying to assess how to deal with Akasha. I think, I don't know, Akasha is kind of like an anomaly as far as like social scenes go, right? I don't know. Are you thinking maybe like a broken relationship, CB? Like maybe they were like super close when they were young, but high school hits.
You know, so like Akasha understands what popularity is. She also doesn't care about popularity because popularity is a system and systems need to be dismantled. However, she knows that Jordy might be seen as lower on the totem pole. And I think it's less about them growing up and just becoming different and like having like animosity or just having some kind of wedge in there. I just think that life happened and they just kind of separated, but Akasha always watches from afar. So it might be Jordy might be unsure if they're friends, and Akasha might not say the word friend, but they're still around.
So, yeah. So like there's still like care of some sort between them. Yeah. Okay.
So does Jordy feel somewhat competitive towards Akasha, or is it I still want to help this person even though they may not want to help me or be around me?
Probably like Jordy would want to still help in some sort of way.
So cooperative.
I don't think he makes friends easily. So those that are there, like,
and
they could be apart, but they could still be connected.
And is Akasha competitive or cooperative with Jordy? Do you see?
So I want to say cooperative, but I think it might. Game is the wrong word, but it's like have some. I mean, be around but not be around. Again, it's Jordy's definitely the one where she appears in the shadows like, hi. And it's like a game to see, like, she's like frizzling him a little bit, just remind him that that she's around, but then just disappears. So it's kind of competitive.
Yeah, that's competitive.
Funness to it.
You are definitely competitive back.
Yeah.
All right. So how do Flora and Akasha feel about each other?
Ooh.
I think Flora kind of fears what she doesn't understand, and I think Akasha is so cool. She assumes that Akasha does not think that I'm complex enough to be interesting, so I'm just kind of like, avoid that person, whatever, different crowd.
Agreed with that. And for Akasha, it's this: she doesn't know what Flora's MO is, like what her plans are. She knows that she's close, that Flora's close to Jordy, but while that might actually, but exactly,
yeah,
that
we have a deal that maybe some people picked up on.
But yeah, it's one of those where it's like, while it might be something cooperative between Jordy and Flora, Akasha doesn't know that it's cooperative. So it's like keeping an eye, like, I see you, and the minute you screw Jordy over, hi, let's have fun.
So it definitely sounds like you are both competitive with each other.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the last pairing is, how did Jordy and Lucinia get along?
I think it's cooperative.
Yeah.
On my end, I write poetry, and I think I always ask Jordy to edit it.
Yeah, I think they have a friendship based on just like, oh gosh, it's great that somebody can talk about the things that like either of us enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we have all those set. These come into play when you help each other. So if you're competitive or cooperative with each other, you get a slightly different benefit when you help each other out in everyday situations through the we can do it together move. Okay, so earlier this year, you all became magical heroes. A mystical creature of some kind appeared when you got your powers. So as a group, who is your mystical creature? And what is your mystical creature?
Ooh.
Can I ask about our high school, Riverside? Is this like fictional Southern California, or?
Let's say it is like fictional, sort of like the main city's like Seattle.
Okay.
So a little grungy, a little, very multicultural, like port. You're by the ocean, except you're inlet more. So like the biggest city is like a Seattle, but you're a little further in.
Is it like perhaps the best way for it to manifest was like maybe like a version of our mascot?
Oh yeah, yeah, our school mascot.
Like, I mean, I'm thinking because we all are so different, like what would be an animal or something, a creature that like represented all of us. And I'm like, it'd be funny if it might not actually be this form, but for all of us, it takes the form of this mascot that's our school. And we're just like, what? That's what I'm thinking. So the question is, what's our mascot?
Really like that.
Yeah, so what's your mascot?
Be like
What's Riverside High's mascot?
The salmon.
Riverside serpent. Oh my god.
Salmon. There's a floating salmon in the air.
I mean, you told me Seattle, Pacific Northwest, the ocean. Something crawled out of the ocean and spoke to us. You don't have to make that idea.
Something crawled out of the ocean. Yes, we're moving into the Cthulhu section of
Magical
the
girls.
evening. Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of like, I mean, if we don't do salmon, I kind of do like the idea of like a sea serpent of some sort.
Yeah.
Something sea-ish. Look, I'm here for a flying fish. Don't get it twisted. So if we want a flying fish, we can do a flying fish.
For this too.
It's a flying salmon. It's a mystical creature.
So it's a salmon. I will
Oh no.
I will come up with a name.
Red.
Yeah, and it has glittery scales.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We broke Greg.
Nope. Your mascot's name is Blitz. Blitz the
Blitz.
salmon. Yep.
Blitz. Okay.
All right. So the next biggest decision you have to make is, what is your drawback when you all transform? So you have to pick one of these. Either you have to have some mystical item to be able to transform, or your transformation process is very noticeable and will attract attention, or the transformation process takes a few minutes because there's a lot of details to get right, or your final form looks exactly like you and there is no way you can keep that secret.
I love all these tropes.
I
They're so
know.
good.
Do we all pick
What?
the
You
same
don't
one,
recognize me?
or
As a group, you pick one.
The last time I played this, we took a long time. So, selfishly, I would like to choose something else.
I'm torn. I want us. I personally would like us to have an identity that's separate. I think having our final form be us can be really hard, and I think that could be something more for like a campaign. I could see it being maybe an item, but I also could see the second one that I'm blanking exactly how you said it.
It's very flashy, so it's
very
very
flashy.
noticeable.
Yeah.
What if Blitz gave us a scale? Like one glittery scale. I forgot that children's book. I don't know if you read it when you were a kid, and it like gave each one of like took the scale off and like presented it with its spins to us.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What was that book?
Wasn't it like the rainbow? Yes, the rainbow fish.
yeah.
I think.
The
Yeah.
rainbow fish.
Yeah.
They also had a caterpillar when it was in the same story.
Thing.
Yeah.
The scale could be what allows us to transform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for it. So as your drawback, you have to have that scale somewhere on your person. All right, we are through character creation.
Woo!
We have done everything we need to do. So does everybody have their moves written down? Everybody knows their stats. Everybody. All right.
And we'll do hero name later.
So that's sort of the last thing.
Okay.
Do you have hero names? Do you have something that when you're transformed you call each other? Do you have a theme? Once you sort of like
fish.
Are you all different fish?
No. No.
Thank you.
We have a hard line at fish.
I'm a walleye.
I'm a trout.
No, I have a hard line on the fish thing now.
Oh, hey, perch.
Ooh.
Are we maybe like mer people inspired or something?
I think that just requires us all to be aquatic in some way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily we have to tie it to water or fish. I think our mascot just happens to be a fish. Perhaps. I guess the second question is, does it need to be themed together?
No. Nah, whatever you want.
So if we celebrate our differences, then that could be a thing. I guess for me, the name that keeps coming to my head and it can go watery if necessary. It can just feed me if necessary. But the name Abyss keeps popping up. So I think that's her hero name.
Okay.
That could even be watery. Like
That's
water,
exactly
like
why I
the
said
water
I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the watery abyss. I'm like wherever you want to go. I think her hero name is Abyss.
Excellent. I'm good with that. And your pronouns in your hero form.
Still she guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Demi-go realness.
We have Abyss. Anybody who has an idea?
I have an idea.
right.
Lucinia's transformation name, her hero name, will be Selkie. And they them pronouns.
All right. Awesome.
This
I
is
feel,
the
I
hardest
feel like
part.
we're leaning into the water now.
Yeah. It was gonna be Radiance, and then once we started talking about water, I went, "Oh, okay, I'll change it."
Yeah, I was thinking void too, and I was like, ooh, but Abyss. I like Abyss. Abyss is mysterious, like her, she, they.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped something.
Maybe because I have still my mystical connection is Earth. Maybe I'm just Sandy.
Love it.
Just she.
Okay. Jordy.
I don't know how to make it tie in aquatically, but I think we'll just go with like Prodigy. Seems fitting. Pronoun still he, him.
Okay. All right. We have a team. We have a flying fish. Everybody's got their scales. I think we're ready to start.
I am literally looking up 6 fish that are smarter than we give them credit for. Quite literally, I'm like, who? Let's find out.
It is a lovely Friday morning. It is springtime. You're all fresh off spring vacation was a week ago. So you've been back to school for about a week. Things have been pretty quiet. Do you all have lunch together? Do you have a lunch schedule that matches up, or are you on different schedules, or are you in full senior slump and you pay no attention to your schedules and do whatever you want?
Oh, before anyone answers that question, I have a question.
Yes.
Because I'm Canadian. What's a senior?
Final year of high school.
Okie dokes. We just call that grade 12.
Yeah, it's 12th grade / senior
Okay.
here.
That was very innocent in the best of ways. What's a senior? I appreciated that.
I think that might be when Flordy. I already shipped the names. I'm sorry. I think this is when Flora might copy Jordy's homework is during lunchtime.
Okay, so you two definitely have
Hey.
lunch together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all have lunch
Yeah, why
at the
not?
same time? All right,
We probably have lunch at the same time, but I don't think Akasha sits with them.
valid. So we're gonna jump back in time a little bit before lunch. What do you think your second class of the day is? One that you don't care a whole lot about, that you are just, this is the class that you had to take because you have to fill out. You have to meet requirements to graduate.
I don't know if it's called the same for you all, but like home economics. So like the one where you learn about sewing or budgeting or stuff like that. That's the one she doesn't want to be in right now.
Okay. Is anybody in that class as well, or?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally in that class and I totally hate it.
I think it's really fun. We get to learn how to make cookies.
Yeah, I want to work with the power tools.
So, are all three of you in this class together? Did you somehow manage to get your schedules synced up that you all have second class together in its home ec?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's say yeah, and let's say that when they picked their classes, Akasha convinced the person to let me know which classes Flora and Lucinia had, so I can just be sitting in the back and watching.
Okay,
That's creepy, and I accept that.
It's creepy, but we are fine with it. Is Jordy in home ec as well, or is Jordy on an advanced path and has no time for these basic things?
Yeah, who needs to know how to cook, right?
It's valid.
Something he definitely can't do.
So what class is Jordy in?
Well, we got to have like stats or something.
Oh, statistics, sure.
Yeah.
Which I
Ew.
totally know how to spell.
Ew. Stats.
All right, so your stats teacher is Mr. Borg. Look, these things come up when I roll them. I just go with them. I don't ask questions.
That doesn't sound like the BBET at all.
Right? Where it's like,
Wow, right off the bat, Greg. Oh my.
wow.
And the home ec teacher is Mr. Price.
Okay.
All right, so you are. I'm assuming that Jordy is very into statistics, like paying attention, always taking notes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's trying to get like at least a partial ride to some really good school.
Yeah.
Like
this will
he's-
look great
he's
on my
putting in the work.
transcript. Yeah.
Exactly.
This will look good. All right, so you have zero awareness of what's happening outside, so we will ignore you for the moment. Those of you who are bored in home ec, you are learning how to balance a budget. So basically, you all have worksheets of just a ton of numbers. Mr. Price isn't all that interested in explaining at this point how to do it. It's just like, well, figure it out and ask me questions. You're pretty sure that he's watching Netflix on his iPad at the desk, but nobody really wants to like ruin this kind of nice thing y'all got going on. So you're all in class. Who tends to look out the windows the most? Like, who is just not engaged at all?
I'm writing poetry.
All right.
I've covered my textbook in brown butcher's paper.
Yep.
So that I can like write and draw all over it.
Awesome. So while you are writing, what's your poem about at this particular moment, faced with numbers and deadlines?
What's the season?
It is spring.
It's about flowers and growth in life because
Okay.
I am a teenager and I think that's really deep.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Very. While you're sort of stuck on what to write next, as you look up and peer out of, like, it's got the gray, you're in the gray cinder block classroom. There's just like a bank of half windows that looks out onto the campus, and you can see the football field off in the distance. While you're out there, something weird catches your eye. You see you think it's a person, but you can't really make out what they look like, and they look like they are just standing in complete shadow, but that doesn't make sense with where the light's falling. And then you see this person dart into a side door and go inside school.
Oh. I write a poem about the darkness pulling in the light. And then I look to whoever's sitting next to me. Who sits next to me? We already know Akasha sits in the back.
Right. Flora, do you sit next to
Sure.
Zinnia? Okay.
All right.
What?
Hey, Flora. Look, can you see that?
See what?
There was like a person who was like shadowy. Hey, do you have any? Oh, do you have any paper?
Do I have any what?
Paper.
Paper? Yeah, here.
Thank
Hand
you.
her some paper.
And I write a note on it saying, Akasha, is that you outside? And I fold it and I have it passed back.
A note comes your way and is dropped in front of you.
You just
Akasha.
takes that note. Yes, this is a napkin. Let me live. Just- No. Period. Passes it back up.
Works its way back up and is handed back to Zinnia.
In the time that it took to do all that note passing, I just checked Akasha's like Instagram stories if she has one, and is like, no, she's in the back of the class.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you get a note that just says, no.
Okay, I write back on it. There's a shadow person that just went inside the school.
Doot, doot, doot.
Question about this game. Our like abilities and stuff, we only can use them when we're in our
Yep.
forms?
Yep.
Okay.
You gain access to your magical, archetype, and mystical connection when you transform. Otherwise, you're just stuck with your everyday identity stuff.
Oh, so you can use everyday identity things.
Yes.
You can.
Yep. That's how you are every day. Oh, and we should do, since you have a start of the arc, I forgot. Let's see, since you took Dream of Prophecies,
Mm-hmm.
let's see how that turned out for you. Let's make a roll.
Whoop, whoop. What am I
2d6.
rolling here?
2d6 plus your mystical.
First roll of the night. Whoop, whoop.
All right, I should put that up. So I just press this.
I believe so.
Doot, doot. Oh, partial success.
All right. So while you are seeing that, you saw that figure move in. You are remembering your dream last night. You can't remember it very well. You just remember that you were running down the school hallways like you do when you have slight anxiety dreams. Except this time it was full of shadows. There were just shadows everywhere. And every door that you tried to open was held shut. And then that's all you really remember. It was a little disturbing, but like not too bad. And when you saw that figure, that little fragment of your dream came back.
Okay, so in the note it says, there's a shadow person. I dreamt this. It's happening. Help.
Help. Okay. What I would okay. Seeing that, I will fold the note and put it in my pocket. I will raise my hand to Mr. Price. And if he acknowledges, I will say,
eventually looks up.
I need to go to the restroom. Can I please go?
Yeah. Take the ruler with the thing on it, so it's like the hall pass. Just you won't get stopped. Just take it. Go.
I'll take my fan.
Yeah. And just be back because I got another worksheet. So.
Sure. And I will walk up, look at Lucinia and Flora, like okay, not like a bad like whatever, but it's like and I'll walk out of the room and see if I can just see anything outside, like anything.
Let's have you glimpse the truth when you get out in the hallway. So roll plus mental.
Okay, so I guess roll the mental button.
Yeah.
Button. And I went to Twitch and I started trying to click the screen.
It's not gonna work.
That works.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah. I got a 7. That's a partial success.
All right, so you can ask one. I think it's one. Let me
see.
verify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one question from the list.
I will say. What's about to happen?
So you step out in the hallway and you are aware of generally how the lighting works in the school, just for multiple purposes, for fashion purpose, for hiding in shadows. And you are definitely very aware that it is much darker out here than it should be. It is definitely dimmed. And down the hallway and to the left, you can definitely see shadows, but I mean, that's probably just teachers or something. Like, that's not that unusual, but the general atmosphere feels weird. Like, you feel like there definitely should be more light out here than there is.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yeah.
I have rehearsal for a recital. I gotta go.
What?
We have the recital.
We do?
Yeah.
I don't think that's I don't have that on my thing.
Oh, no?
Convince him. Convince someone. Roll plus emotional.
Okay, good thing I took that extra bonus. Oh, I got a full success.
Oh, yeah. He sort of sits there and is like, no, I think that does sound right. Okay, yeah. Go. Take your worksheets, though, because just turn them in later.
Okay, I'll bring them by to the office.
Yeah, just drop them off or just slide them under the door. You know, just make sure I get them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Flora's doing lights.
Yeah. Got to bring the muscle to carry all those, grip duties.
I mean, sure. Just get your worksheets done. Have a good recital. What are you doing?
I'm doing an interpretive dance that's about the growth and renewal of spring.
Yeah, that should be well lit. Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, you kids have fun. Just get your worksheets done.
Yep. And I scribble on my worksheet. It's like calories, in or out.
And you two pile out into
and then I just turn it in. I'm like, bye. Like nothing's wrong.
And can I do a thing really
Yeah,
quickly?
absolutely.
I just wait. I was going to do a thing, and then I realized that's not what I want to do. I lied.
Okay.
I'm always lying. I'm sorry.
We talked about this.
I apologize.
I'm getting the complex. All right. So while you are observing the sort of unnaturalness of the hallway, your two friends come out somewhat quickly and shut the door.
It's creepy out here. We should get Jordy. Where's Jordy? What does Jordy have?
Stats.
Ooh.
A lot of stats. I'm going to text Jordy.
Okay.
Jordy, is your phone on?
Of course it's on. He's multitasking. He's writing stuff down and just definitely just doing this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Borg is in maybe the most interesting part of this entire lesson. Like you're getting on some really deep statistical manipulation and how to make stats say what you want while still being true. Like, he's really into this when your phone goes off.
Muted. What do you send? What was the text for?
Leave the Ivy Leagues for later. You need to come out here and show your scale.
Oh, so you mentioned the scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like we've all like I imagine
Yeah.
have been presented by Blitz the Fish. So so even though we like don't really know each other and we're different friend groups, I think we still have this.
Yeah.
You know, this is scale time.
Yeah.
Scale time. Yes.
Scale time.
Yeah, instantly, like, I think Jordy just closes up his books, starts putting all of his stuff away into his backpack, raises his hand, and says, "My stomach hurts.
Oh.
I need to visit the nurse's office."
I mean,
And he gets up.
we have the standard pile of Tums in the back. Like, you kids really have stomach issues a lot. Nope, fine, I get it. Go.
He just gets up and walks.
All right, so
Precedence.
manipulation of numbers. You step out. You are on a different floor. You step out into the hallway. And what do? It's pretty quiet out in the hallway.
Take a quick look around and just start texting back. Flora, hey, where are you at? With like perfect grammar and punctuation. Like,
Yeah.
definitely
and I'm
not
just
like a.
I am
yeah.
definitely feeling attacked right now.
I'm like outside home, but like home is the house emoji, ek, and then it's like can't see a thing, and then it's just like big eyeballs emoji face.
K. It'll start making his way down to home back.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? You're now out in this hallway. The text, you have confirmed that your friend is coming.
Does any of us have like some kind of like spidey sense?
I don't have a spidey sense. However, you said it's dark around here. It feels darker.
It feels darker. You can still see fine. It just feels dark and creepy.
Okay, so not dark as in the lights got dim.
No.
Gotcha.
Like there's just like definitely like the shadows are stronger. The recesses are like the shit. Like you are pretty familiar with darkness and like you know how these things should be going, and like definitely all the places that are casting shadow are much darker than they should be. And it just feels like you've got that sort of like you've stepped into a well-lit TV set where they're going for like spooky mood.
Is any other kid outside right now, or is it just us three?
Nope, it's just you three, although you all see down the hallway about 20 feet into where it turns to the right. You all can sort of see those shadows moving on that far wall.
I'm just going to go look left, look right, and I look at actually I look back straight out, speaking. I advise you all to cover your ears, and I'm going to attempt, with my everyday identity, I wish and increase the sound of my voice.
All right, make a mystical check. Yep.
Watch, I fail this horribly. Oh, okay, not bad.
All right. So you get to hold one, but that one thing is what you want to do. You can amplify your voice real easy. So you amplify your voice, and what do you do?
And once I amplify my voice, I say, "The shadow is my thing, not yours. Where are you?"
That reverberates down. Like you can hear it fill all the hallways. And Jordy, as you are walking up the stairs, you hear this. And a couple of things make you all feel uneasy. One, nobody comes to the doors. Like, you don't even see like kids inside move at all. And 2, you see those 2 shadows way at the end scatter off. They zip further to the right and out of view. And there's no answer.
Okay. All right, Lysenia. Should we transform?
I would say we should wait for Mr. Tech. Perhaps we should do this together. And perhaps not in the middle of this hallway.
This is scary.
I'm not scared of anything, and I like march down the hallway. I imagine it's probably lined with like metal lockers, being at a high school.
Yeah.
And I actually like bang on the lockers, not like, you know, crush them, but I'm trying to make some noise.
Yeah.
And I make a physical threat. I'm going to try to use my intimidating physique. And I said, come out of here. Otherwise, I'm going to pull you out.
All right. Make a convince somebody check.
Convince somebody. All right. So is that roll your 2d6?
Yep. So you can, since you're doing your physical, you can roll your physical instead of emotional when you're
I'll do that.
doing that. All right. So you have 10. So you shout and you're like banging on the lockers. And you hear this eerie, disembodied voice from down that right hallway go, "No, you're quite scary, and I don't think I want to do that."
I turn to the rest of the group. Did you hear that?
Oh.
They said, "No, you're quite scary, and I don't think I want to do that. We got a sneaky little somebody here."
Jordy, is that you?
I think as you say that, like, you hear the sound of like a backpack full of way too much stuff, like, thoop, 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 you know, it like just jangling as he's like running down the stairs because
Jordy.
skill time?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the problem?
There's scary shadows who are scared of us.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm not scared. They're scared of me, of course.
Of course they are.
Well, there's got to be a practical explanation to this. So, can Jordy kind of look around and try to like assess the situation, maybe to see where they ran off to?
Yeah, you definitely can be vigilant. Roll plus mental.
Yes, mental.
Wow.
A great success. All right, so with a 12 plus, you
Shifts
get
the
to,
glasses up and it sheens across, you know, anime style.
yeah, you get to ask 3 questions, and one of those questions does not have to be from the list. It can be anything you want it to be.
Okay, well, first question would be, are there any dangers that I haven't noticed?
So you are keenly aware of the sort of story TV weirdness that, like, it really begins to feel unreal down here. And as you are walking towards your friends to sort of looking around, you take a look through one of the windows that leads into the classroom, and you realize that that classroom is completely empty. There is nobody in there. There are no desks in there. There is just absolutely nothing. And so you think, oh, that's weird. And you look into another one, and that's also completely empty. And you begin to realize that you are fairly certain you are no longer in your school. You are in a different school that looks exactly like yours.
Cool. Cool.
We're inside of the salmon.
I'm kind of here for it. The salmon is really just a big space whale, right? And now we.
What's the last thing? Can I try to remember what's the last thing that Blitz told us? Any kind of words of wisdom? I feel like the salmon is the mentor.
You definitely can call. You can call out to Blitz, and Blitz will come. And if you wish to consult with Blitz, you may. That is an actual roll in the game. You just roll 2d6, and that will tell us how much Blitz knows about what's going on.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. I think that would be a good idea.
So you call out to Blitz, and there's this sort of weird shimmer that you're used to, and this floating fish appears in front of you. Hey! Hello, heroes!
Is this a cartoon fish? Is this like it's standing on its fins and like?
No, it is just like a fish. It's just like a fish floating in the middle of the air, like a strange Billy Bass thing, but not attached to a wall, just sitting there. Ho!
Love it.
Awesome. Are we at Riverside High anymore?
Oh no! I thought you knew you'd left.
Did you take us here?
Oh heavens, no! This place is dangerous.
Oh, because I think Akasha was pretty sure we were swallowed by you or something.
Oh, that's silly. I can't fit all of you in my stomach. Not yet, at least.
That's comforting.
Anyway, switch up. Nervousness.
I think it's very obvious to Blitz that Akasha does not like them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, can't do it. Can't do the fish. No, ma'am. Just like... So what do we do?
Whoever wants to can make the 2d6 to see if Blitz is at all helpful in this situation. 2d6 plus nothing.
I also want to say that Gnome still had 2 more things to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
We still have 2 questions. So. Oh, that's bad.
Oh no.
So on a 6 or less. They fear that everybody is in danger. Let's go. Oh, well, I'm not quite sure how you got here, but, well, try not to die. I can't help you, and I'm going to leave now. Bye!
Oh,
and then fades out.
I still have so many questions.
And then the little head pops in. Good luck! And then disappears again.
That's so unsettling.
Useless.
It's a fish. This was a bad idea, right? This really was a bad idea.
So
I'm not comforted anymore.
Why do I have a feeling that we're supposed to help somebody and then we can go home?
Maybe they just need hope.
Did Instagram tell you that?
Yeah. Oh shit. Maybe it was totally something I read on some kind of inspirational story the other day.
I just look over at Jordy.
Yeah, so Jordy still has 2 questions to ask. Yeah. One can be anything they want.
Jordy's gonna like pull out his phone. He just uses his phone. It's got everything on it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he's trying like is there like a signal? Like are they completely disconnected from?
Nope, there's definitely a signal.
Okay, is it a normal signal?
What are you trying to do on your phone?
Oh, no, nothing. Just to see if we're still connected to.
Yeah, no,
he's trying to figure out: is this like a pocket realm? Is this a different dimension? Is this like?
I mean, everything on your phone is showing that it's registering like a normal phone would.
Huh. Weird. Okay. Then how about, because there were the shadowy things? What might be like a weakness of these shadow monsters? I mean, that's fair.
It's fair.
That's fair.
Valid.
That's valid.
So you're having... It's hard to piece together exactly what's going on because you just don't have a lot of information. You are beginning to understand that you were definitely separated for a reason. And you have a feeling that most likely based off of the conversation that the shadow said, I'm very scared of you, that you are definitely capable of hurting them where nobody else can. You definitely have the sense that they are definitely probably afraid of you, and thus shunted you off somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I would assume that the balance is the scale is tipped in our favor here.
Maybe.
Oh,
Jordy says it confidently, ignoring the GM.
All right, gang. Well, what do we do next?
I say we dance into our forms.
I guess if nobody's looking.
There's nobody else here. It's just us.
if you believe that's the place, the thing for us to do, then let's do it. Give them a show. Let's get information.
You get information. What is your what do your transformations look like, and what are you dressed as when it's done? Remember, impracticality doesn't matter because you're magic.
Okay, I'll start. I think excuse me. I think because Akasha has a choker on, and the center is the scale. Mm-hmm. And the choker is black, and the scale is, opalescent, pearlescent, whatever you want it to be. And she touches it. And do we actually say like it's scale time, or I need to know this?
I guarantee at least Jordy does. The rest of you can decide if that's what you say or not.
Escalate.
It's time to escalate. God, Lord. I cannot. Oh no. I think we all can say something about scales. And I just say, like, let's tip the scales, shall we? And as soon as I say that, the ground beneath me begins to shake, and small cracks begin to form in the ground as shadowy, like smoke starts to rise up. And as it goes up my body, you see beneath it is a new outfit starting to appear. And once it's all the way up, you see that I have a crop top is a wrong word, but like a shirt that has a midriff showing. And in the middle of that black shirt is a silver ankh. And in the middle of that ankh is the scale. And I have a really nice flowy skirt that goes down to the ground on. It's very flowy and it's very like light. Nails are black with a bracelet on the right hand, skeletal hands coming down and like connecting to different rings. And my hair is, I'm bald. I like having bald black women because I can do a melage. She is bald with eyebrows that are fierce, black lipstick, black earrings. And you then see a hat of sorts that's floating right above. It's never on, it just floats right above her, made of shadow. And that's her, and that is the Abyss in full effect.
Yeah. Abyss is here. Who's next? Who's transforming next?
I can go.
Cool.
We could do basically whatever, essentially. Yeah, that
was
the
anything you want.
That was the clean slate, clean palette. Cool. Cool. Yeah, Jordy goes all out. Like this is awesome. This is the most exciting thing. That, like, okay, yeah, numbers are cool, but like, come on, powers, awesome. So like, he's got like hand motions, right, that he does with like his scale, and like shoots it out very Power Rangers or like Zentai style, and this like flash of light or splash of light just shoots out from it and kind of like encompasses him in this giant ball of like water and lightning. And as it kind of melts away, he's left sitting on top of like a small mechanical frog that almost looks more like a go-kart stationary, right? So he's got like controls in front of him that are like really there, but like his own knees are like propped up really close to his like chest. It's a bit too small, but it works just as fine. And his uniform matches like this like green of the frog mech that he sits on. And in the middle of his chest is where the scale is, but it also like projects and beams down into this like little HUD that kind of like sits in front of him. So like you could kind of see from behind what he's looking at. And there's just numbers. Everything is just being analyzed around him.
Cool. Love it. Next.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
I'm just dreaming stuff up in my head. So Flora is all about like power and strength and also puns. So it's time to escalate. And she has a fish and she pumps it straight up into the air. She goes straight up into the air, almost like Super Saiyan, like a lot of power, like no, 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 no. And there's like definitely like rock music. I'm going like up into the air. And then she punches straight down, like American superhero kind of style. And then like the ground cracks. And then there's an explosion of sand, but it doesn't hurt her eyes. But everybody else is like blinded, like, whoa, what's going on? And then the sand swirls around like a tornado. And then when it suddenly it just falls dramatically and it reveals almost like Venus de Milo being born out of the ocean like a giant lily pad, and she's standing regally at the center holding a long scepter. And then she takes off on the top of the sector, the scale, and actually multiplies. And then she can use that to like send almost like a sandstorm of sharp, scaly needle things to her enemies. And she's wearing a kind of like almost Grecian, like loose kind of column pillar type outfit.
Amazing. Love it.
How do I follow that up?
Incredibly, I have faith in you.
Yeah, so what Lucinia does is I do a little pirouette and I kind of start spinning very quickly. And then from that spin emerges with a splash of like glittering water. I'm kind of like floating because I become a Selkie. So half my upper body is human, but my lower body is seal-like. And it's like I'm swimming, but I'm like swimming in the air. And the scale is been turned into part of a bib necklace that comes down that covers my chest so that, I'm somewhat modest, but not super modest. Because the body is sacred, and there is nothing wrong with showcasing it.
Perfect.
I didn't say one thing, one and a half things. The tip of my hat, you see like a long little line, and then there's like a boop. Like one of those anglerfish that are like deep in the abyss. You see that kind of hanging off. And if she smiles, her teeth are sharp. That's all.
Okay, so you all finish the light show, the glitter, everything settles, and you all become aware of this loud pounding as something on all fours is tearing down from that side hallway, and this monstrosity that looks like your principal. So you recognize Shakira Nordskov, your principal, except this version is about 8 feet tall, is walking on all fours, has rulers in both hands that are just pounding on the ground, and turns to all of you and just opens this enormous mouth and screams, "Children must go to detention!" And everybody needs to keep your wits about you, please. So everybody roll plus persona.
Oh no, this isn't a good one for me.
Take a 9. No.
I caught it in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna fail this one. I'm gonna be the first fail, and guess who failed? Me.
You get an XP for failing. So everybody roll plus persona. So what do we got?
I got an 11.
Yeah. All right. So, Sandy, you are completely unfazed by this. Like, yeah, let's go. Abyss, this is a level of nightmarish terror, like something primal has struck a chord with you, and you really need to get away from here. You really need to get out of this situation right now. You are terrified of this creature. For Silky and Prodigy, you have the strong urge to run. So I have a choice for you to make. You can either choose to run, or you can hold your ground but gain the self-doubting condition, meaning that you'll take a -1 to your persona rolls because you are holding your ground but you're really not sure. So you can either run with Abyss or stay with Sandy and fight but gain that condition.
Think. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not so sure about this. As I stand next to Flora.
Okay, so you're taking self-doubting. Yep, perfect.
When I look into what's her name? Shakira Nordskov?
Yep.
Principal Nordskov straight into the eyes. Do I see an aggressor or
yes.
Okay. So I'm usually not that good at this kind of stuff, but I feel confident. Maybe I'm going to just try to, like, even though I said let's escalate, touch their heart, because I know the real principal. And, you know, we may say some things behind her back, but we don't really mean it. Maybe I can reach her, you know,
okay,
before we get to attacking.
So, Sandy steps forward while what are Abyss and Prodigy doing? Abyss, you're like, nah.
I was so ready, and then I looked at that and I went, not my ancestors. And I just started to step away, like, See, I thought, and then that happened. That's a pickle. That's a demon. No. Just kind of steps back.
All right, so you're moving, trucking down the hallway backwards. I'm out. What is Prodigy doing? Standing ground or following?
Detention's not like Jordy's stomach hurts. He's gonna start stepping back. You hear the mechanical like feet of the frog, creeping backwards as he starts kind of making his way with Akasha.
All right, so you two are getting out of dodge. So we're gonna do the touch their heart roll. Selkie, would you like to help through the we can do this to help the touch the heart roll?
Yes, in fact, I have a move.
Yes.
Radiant Soul. So your inner peace is palpable to others around you. You can spend 1 point from your power pool to upgrade your result on touch their hearts checks.
You don't have a PowerPoint though yet.
Oh no.
Problem. But so here's the thing.
How do I get one?
You two can work together. So if Sandy wishes to help and Selkie make the actual roll, you could get a PowerPoint by Sandy helping you. So if you want to switch who's actually doing the actual final touching their heart, you can gain a PowerPoint that way, if that is what you wish to do.
I turn to my partner here. Lucinia, what's her hero name again? Selkie, that's right. You are a Selkie. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
turn to
in the name.
Selkie. And yeah, it's in the name. As a person who loves books, I turn to Selkie and I say, look, I know the principal really respects you. Maybe you can reach her or something. She's not feeling like herself.
Oh, no, she's not.
I'll back you
Those
up.
are rulers. Like who slams rulers like that?
I'll take care of the rulers. You take care of the person.
Okay.
So you get a power point for being helped. Are you doing an emotional support? Is that you rolling emotional to help out? Or
Yeah, sure. I am
okay.
going to roll emotional. Yeah.
Perfect. So roll emotional. Selkie gets a power point just for being helped.
Ooh.
Not good. So how in that pep talk does your relationship break? What do you actually say that upsets Selkie enough that you two do not wish to do anything with each other anymore for temporarily?
Well, since we're kind of, I'm guessing, new at this hero thing, I forgot her hero name.
Yeah, the speech was great until she kept forgetting her name. So you actually don't get any pluses.
Okay.
You get to keep her PowerPoint, but you're just making that straight emotional roll. What are you saying to this horrible principal vision in front of you?
Mrs. Nordskov, there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Nope. Sorry.
And let me guide you to it.
All right, make that roll plus emotional.
Okay, partial success, but I can use that power pool to upgrade?
You can to
Oh, would that just go to a 9 or?
Nope, it goes up to the 10 plus.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so everybody gains a +2 to actions against the target because you have this thing on the ropes. If any of you actually do damage to the target, this +2 will break. For those of you who are backing away, you sort of see as Selkie steps forward and speaks words of truth, some sort of core inside of this creature like resonates, and you can see a much smaller, like shadowy sliver that's sort of encased within this monstrosity. Like, you all become aware that that's really the principle, and this is just some sort of outer shell, and that you are pretty sure that that little thing is just not strong enough to gain enough control to overpower this bestial thing that has been placed in. And the sort of fear effect that was happening to Abyss and Prodigy, once you become aware of like that little inner part, you are no longer as afraid of this monstrosity. So who wishes to do what next?
Let me think. Yeah, let's see how this thing, because this thing looks big and scary. Yeah, okay. I'm going back up to my stuff to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, excuse me. I turn back after like, all right, it ain't nice. It has nothing. It has nothing on me. I said what I said because I am what? Iconic. You have nothing on me. And I walk back forward towards it. And as I start to walk, I start to gather all the shadow around me to almost make my form look much, much bigger than it is. And I'm going to hex them.
Okay.
And say, you think that you are darkness, but you do not know true darkness. You shall be snuffed. And I'm going to do that and hopefully inflict a negative condition on them.
All right. So you're getting a +2 from it pausing. You get a +1 because you're using your shadows. So you roll plus mystical plus an additional 3.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll mystical and then just add 3 to it.
Yep.
Woohoo! That's a 15.
All right. On a 12 plus, you get to inflict 3 different things upon this creature through Hex.
Ooh, well.
So you can cause damage, which you don't want to do because that will break what's happening. The target can't flee. The target is slowed. They must answer one question truthfully. They are forced to drop something that they're holding, or you can inflict negative a condition upon the target. So you can choose any of those multiple times if you wish.
Okay. So I'm definitely going to inflict a negative condition on them.
Okay.
I want them to be enfeebled.
All right.
I feel like that might be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at? That's not fine. It's going to do damage. I kind of want it. I don't want it to flee. I feel like fleeing is going to be a bad thing because we want to make sure. Because it seemed like the principal's actually inside of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't want it to flee.
Okay.
And I feel like as I'm saying these things, the shadow like kind of comes in and like grabs it at its feet and just hold it down.
Yep.
And then I don't feel like okay. I'm going to ask it one question.
Okay.
And I will say I'm going to say I got to think. Okay. The question I'm going to ask is okay. Psychological. And I go, why do you think the principal is the most powerful entity in this school?
The creature like shudders and looks back at you and says, in the hierarchy, the principal has the top has the power. Thus we take the top, and we have the power.
And yet I have power over you. Therefore, I'm sure you can do the math. You have our principal's brain.
And you see like one eye look down at the principal while another eye separates and looks at you. And then goes, indeed. Then we shall take your power.
You can try.
And then who's next?
I'd like to assess the situation.
Okay.
So I'm sitting in my frog mech and just poking away at some buttons, pulling on some switches. It's way more extravagant than it needs to be, but let me have my mech heart here, okay?
Oh, you absolutely can.
And I think like Jordy's eyes kind of flicker with like electric, like bolts kind of like popping through it as he's just like typing away, right? And I like this like screen to just like, or just this like dome to like flip over and just completely encapsulate him. And it's just like vid screens all over. And so I definitely want to roll for be vigilant because he's assessing the situation. What is this creature? What are their energy levels? What is a threat? Could this be a weapon? What's all of it? Just processing it all at once.
Yeah. Go ahead. You get the +2 because it's still. It is definitely not at its full bore. So it's a still subject.
Okay. And so how do you add the +2?
Just roll plus roll mental, and we'll just add 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about a 14? Again, the sheens across the glasses that they're just illuminated.
All right. Well, you get 3 be vigilant questions, and 1 does not have to be from the list.
Cool. All right. So, first question about anything getting into danger is you have to have a way to get out. What is the best way out?
So you you have all of your screens, and your screens are starting to come up, and you are used to being connected to the outside world. However, as you're pulling things up, like what should be Google comes up as Giggle and Yoo-hoo and Bang are all your weird search engines, and you realize that you are it makes sense that you are slightly to the left of your normal reality. And if you can just somehow, either through this creature or maybe through one of the exits out, just step back in, you can easily get back home. But you are completely aware that you are in a world that clearly overlaps your own. You're just shunted off to the side a little bit. And you know that your best way out is somehow finding an exit or a portal that will bring you back over.
Okay, great. Next question, assessing power levels of this entity possessing our principal. What might potentially be a weakness?
You know that if there's any way that you can enhance or free that sliver that is the principal, that form will dissipate. It will just no longer have something to pull strength from. Although you also are aware that it's actively looking at Abyss like, yeah, let's go for something more powerful.
Yeah, we don't want friendly fire at all. That would be bad. So speaking of concern for friends, assessing the environment, then what would be the best way to protect them? Because if we see that the thing is kind of wants to now take over, Abyss,
you know that the
how do
best,
we stop that?
The best way to stop that from happening is to get that principal sliver free. Then it won't have enough oomph, because it's currently just held in place. It just won't have enough oomph to get there. And while you're assessing that, like, you begin to see that the head and upper torso, like its legs and arms are held to the ground, but it is deciding that, well, I'll just stretch forward. And so its entire mass is shifting forward as it just sort of grows towards Abyss, but it's moving very slowly. Like it's much better if it can move, but like, I'll get there eventually. So it's just stretching like a horrible Mr. Fantastic towards Abyss at this point.
Okay. So I think the frog mech kind of like mechanically like opens its mouth for a second, and just this like tongue rolls out of it as Jordy speaks through, because he's in this bubble.
Okay, friends, make sure that we don't let that entity grab hold of our friend. Do whatever you can to free your principal. Sever that strand.
Okay. Got it.
Who wishes to go next?
How does I'm sorry if I'm out of order here. I'm trying to
There's
keep track
no order.
Okay. All right. Well, I always I always do what Jordy tells me, 'cause his brain's the operation.
Yep.
And I'm like, absolutely. And I say, don't hurt our friends. And then I take that scepter and I do a physical attack, sending like death by 1,000 cuts to the strand, concentrating that energy, using my scepter to kind of hone it in.
Okay. Go ahead and make a clash roll plus physical.
All right. I think I get like I'm already +2 on physical, and then I have +1 for defending, right?
So, well, they're two separate actions. If you want to stand in front of Abyss, then you'd get the +1 for profession, but you're just doing a straight attack. So you do actually, so you send out everything to attack, and it hits the center, and you can see that it's starting to rip through. But that action, like being snapped out of its sort of peaceful daze, it rips one arm free, and the ruler swings and just pounds you right in the stomach. You take 3 harm as you sail over the heads of everybody else, and then sort of hit the ground of the hallway and skid to a halt. And the thing roars and now starts moving much faster towards Abyss. Now that it has a taste of what actual power is, you can just see the hunger, like, oh, I get it. That is power.
And right before Lucinia goes, I'm just going to say, it's distracted by me. Find a way to free the principal.
Who's next? Now that you're now that Sandy has sailed overhead.
I think I'm gonna use my like Selkie body, like swim over and like bash it with my tail.
Okay.
Like where that sliver is, to try to like knock the principal out.
Okay. So we're gonna say that's you're trying to do something that's not actually causing damage. So we'll say that is a thwart peril. It is still plus physical, but you're trying to slide over and just target that part to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, plus physical to thwart peril, please.
Woohoo!
Dang, these rolls!
I like them.
You're doing so well. Okay, you swim over, like everything is chaotic, and you just like see your opening. It is so focused on Abyss that it just does not even register you. You slide under the rulers in, and just like this perfect attack, slice that little sliver free, and you see the sliver like light up. It turns white and then fades out, and you could tell that the creature wants to make a noise. Its mouth is open, but nothing is coming out. And it is like, you can see like the rage, and then it switches to fear as it realizes that it can't hold on to anything anymore. And then it just slowly dissolves into like little weird blackish grimy bubbles that all like form into they like fill the form, and then it just all hits the ground into this giant oil slick, and it's just bubbling and weird. And as you're sitting there, as you're looking at the oil slick, you can see your normal hallway darkly reflected in that oil slick.
I saw this once in a children's show called Red's Hints. So we have to jump into the oil slick, perhaps.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Are there still rulers about?
No, that it all turned into goopy oil disgustingness.
Okay. I hesitantly poke the oil slick.
You poke, and you definitely can feel your finger going further down than what it should. You can definitely tell it's deep.
I think you're right.
Let's have some fun. And I'll just rush forward and just kind of do like a listen, you'll be happy. I just kind of do a spin in the air. It's just like a ha ha, and like jump straight into the oil slick.
Yeah, you do a spin, and just you see the oil like burble up, and then Abyss disappears, and you now see slightly smudged Abyss vaguely through the portal vision. Gross. In the regular school, and it is gross. It was not an enjoyable trip.
Okay. And then I dive in.
Yeah, you take a graceful dive through, travel through this sort of weird, oily, dark dimension, and then you're next to Abyss in your regular school.
I'm waving up. Do I see like anything? I'm just waving my arms around.
No, from this side you don't.
Like...
There's nothing. Like, you know where it should be, but there's no hint on this side.
All right, I'm giving them thumbs up.
Can I go? Okay.
Jordy,
Yeah.
let's do this together. And then I like
Okay.
offer my hand.
There's no hands on the mech. So like, I think you like hear him just like you hear like the intercom, right?
Symbolic
Like,
gesture.
and like the bubble pops off, and like he'll take her hand.
And then we like jump together.
Just as you're about to jump on Prodigy's phone, a little window pops up and says, "You could already be a winner."
No. How? Did we jump through already, or are we still
No,
in
just
here?
just as you're about to jump, it pops up.
Hang on.
Sandy, you're about to jump, and you get the resistance of a person
Yep.
not jumping with you.
I'm like, wait, what are you looking? This is not a time to look at your phone.
No, something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong. And like he'll show the phone. There's malware.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I didn't put this on here. No. I don't think we got. Did it move? Did it transfer? Could it transfer?
I don't even know
Did it
what you're
transfer
talking
something
about.
else?
What does this mean? Our friends have just jumped into a hole. The abyss jumped into the abyss.
And as you look back, you see that the puddle is shrinking.
It's now
Can
or
I-
never. We can't split the group.
No.
Can we see what's happening above her now?
No, you can't.
No.
You
I'm
just see
waving.
an empty. You see just the ceiling.
No. Can I assess the situation again? Is there time to process?
Sure can.
Cool. Oh, yeah. Fork balls. Not
Yeah.
great.
You have like you are so confused as to what's happening on your phone, but you're also torn with if that thing closes, you have no clue how you're getting back.
Right. All right. Problem for later, Jordy. Let's go. Let's jump.
Okay.
All right, you both leap through.
Yep.
And you can hear the portal closing as you come through, and you all arrive in the hallway, dripping a little bit with gross oil, just as the changeover class bell rings, and doors are starting to open up as you're all standing there in full outfits, as it's about to be in between class time.
Ooh,
Power down.
try to de-escalate.
Yep, you all just immediately pop out,
Shadow gets fired off of me.
and a bunch of kids start pouring out. And Jordy, as you look at your phone, that message is still on there, just blinking. And that's where we can be done, since we are pretty much out of time.
I was going to
Oh,
say,
wow.
oh, never mind. I wouldn't have known, so never mind.
I know. I feel
Yay.
like Jordy would show them, and just like it like all of it. Everybody's like huddled around
Yep.
as he pushes enter to win or whatever.
Enter
right?
to win.
Click here for more.
But obviously, we
info.
need a part 2 now.
Right? I want to know.
Yeah.
Sometimes series ends and you don't get that second season. Who knows? We'll see if we get renewed.
Fingers crossed. Oh, woo! Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing with me.
lot of fun.
One thing that I really like to do is a star. So what's something that you each really enjoyed? It could be something someone else did. It could be a narrative thing. It could have been something even that you did. Just something that you really enjoyed. Why don't we start with CB?
Okay. I was starting to half. I really enjoyed just how much Malika was into describing her transformation. Like you just saw it all in one big picture. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. That was just really, really nice to see. I like seeing passion when people play, and that was really cool. The half is no one else knows this, but Greg was really excited about the name Shakira.
I was.
So I'm happy it got used.
Yeah. There was no way Shakira Dardscop was not being used in this session because it's so good.
This is fun though.
Malika.
Ooh, I really enjoyed the note passing in the beginning. I think that really helped set the scene and what our relationship was like before we got into magical sparkly transformations. I thought that was really clever. And I almost have a nostalgia for that time in my life. Like, what do the kids do now? They all have phones.
They still pass notes. They still do that stuff. There's analog still.
No.
I loved the wit. Just the quick responses from Akasha. Like, they were so good. Like, I've got the power. Like, I felt that and I loved it so much. It's really good.
Greg.
Everybody's reaction to Blitz. Everybody's reaction to your stupid fish companion is the greatest thing. Also, that it's
like
a
the
stupid
worst,
fish.
Right? True story. I had some pretty lame school mascots, you know, and it bonded us together. Having a cool school mascot, that does not create school pride.
Yes.
Having a lame school
Yes.
mascot, that brings pride to your school.
We were the comments, and it was like, okay, so we soar by. What happened? Couldn't have a mascot unless it was just a big old comet head. It was, yeah.
We were the Tartans? What, like, why do you name yourself after a fabric? I don't understand.
We were the Skippers.
Ooh.
Wow.
And we didn't have a mascot, and so they voted it to be a duck. So it was Skip the duck. That was our mascot. Skip.
Oh. In undergrad, my university mascot was the owl. Owlsley.
Well,
Ooh.
none of these are good.
Nope. They're not.
Like mine was Boomer the bear. Boomer was my boy, so I loved Boomer. High school is a different
You
story.
had the Colonels, and it just looked like the KFC guy.
Oh, that's
I
solid
went to
product
school in
placement, though.
Kentucky.
That's solid product placement. Good on them. Get that money flowing.
What about you, Victoria? What's your star?
My star is, can we talk about Gnome's use of technology for that mech voice, just like breaking that out. That was fun.
Mhm.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that caught me by surprise, and I was like, oh, and I was delighted. So thank you. All right. Well, why don't we go quickly about where we can find each and one of you wonderful, awesome people, and where we can find your work, and then we'll sign off. So we'll go in the same order. Critical Bard.
Like I said, I'm Critical Bard across all social media channels, including Twitch now. I got my underscore removed because I got partnered. Yay. But tomorrow you can find me on twitch.tv/bard and barbarian in the evening, I believe, as we celebrate the launch of the Kickstarter by Mage Hand Press. We're going to be doing a Dark Matter one-shot. So check that out. That's going to be pretty cool. Other than that, I just kind of stream a lot. I am this Saturday, channel depending, you can catch me and a lot of other Black creators doing kind of a day of really cool stuff. We're going to have a panel and we're going to do some Vampire Masquerade. And also on Friday, you can catch me on Encounter Party's Twitch channel as myself and Opera Geek play, along with some other folks with Encounter Party, play D&D, but the audience chooses exactly what happens. So
Ooh.
that's going to be stressful in the best time of way. Everything is random. We're doing our characters randomly. We're gonna do everything on Friday. So stay tuned for that. That's me. That's all I'm really doing.
Malika?
I'm Malika Lim Eubank. Again, I'm the CEO of Hyper RPG. We have a Twitch channel. We're going to be reading a Mad Lib style version of the Back to the Future script tonight in just a little bit. And we are planning on doing a fun, socially distant cross-country road trip, maybe sometime in late to September, to kind of find out what's going on in America right now. And we're going to be live streaming from that. We live stream Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/hyperrpg.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We have already gotten the RV and we have outfitted it for live streaming.
Oh, yes, it's so cool.
Gnome.
Hi, I'm Gnome. I do this like 8 days a week, right? And I'm still terrible at outros. My name's Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I do TTRPG things in TTRPG spaces. Most notably, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I run a morning talk show, so you can wake the heck up with us, with myself and Eris Savad, and we just talk. Usually TTRPGs, sometimes Nicolas Cage. I don't know. And occasionally we have a guest on Wednesdays. And then I'm like all over the internet. You can find me running an Expanse RPG game on Unmade Gaming's channel on Thursdays. I run Lost Mighty Fan Delver campaign over on Cantrip Breakers on Twitch on Fridays. And yeah, the whole schedule it's on Twitter. It's Twitter. Nomadic.
Greg.
You can find me on Twitter at White Wing. You can find my actual play podcast, Very Random Encounters, the show where we randomize everything and then play to see what happens. We just are finishing our Star Wars season, so you can binge our very wild Star Wars adventure. So that's at VeryCast on Twitter or Very Random Encounters, wherever you find podcasts. If you're into Pokemon, listen to It's Super Effective, the Pokemon podcast. And then I wrote this very game we were playing today. So if you like Glitter Hearts, you can go to my website, leatherman.games, and find it there. If you got the racial justice bundle, you have it. So many people bought that bundle. I'm in there. I'm on itch.io and also on DriveThruRPG if you want a physical copy of the book as well.
And I'm Victoria Rogers. You can find me here on Indie Showcase every Tuesday at, what time is it in PST? It's at 3 o'clock PST, 6 o'clock ET. And you can also find me on The Broadswords, an all-woman and non-binary D&D podcast, though we are going to be switching from D&D, and, well, you should kind of watch our socials for that, because sometime over Gen Con, there's going to be an announcement. Ding! Yeah, so you can find me at Mimi Merlot or at The Broadswords on Twitter. And, well, thank you for joining us, everyone, and have a good night.